Hi everybody. Had an email response. If anyone signed the petition regarding labelling of require labelling of beef and dairy from cows fed with additives to reduce methane. If anyone's signed that, you probably would have got this email as well. But the government has responded to the petition, and I think that would be it. I don't think there's anything that unless it carries on growing and gets to 100,000 and then it gets debated in Parliament. So that's possibly the next stage. But this is just a sort of a response back on the via email, and maybe actually on the actual petition itself. I'm going to read it. So let's just see what they say. I'll just show it to you. Well, let's just get into it. There are currently no rules requiring meat or dairy products to be labelled with details of animal feed, and the government has no plans to introduce any. Thank you for your petition requesting labelling on beef and dairy products from cows fed with additives to reduce methane. Feed additives have no effect on milk and help tackle climate change. This in turn means that the likelihood of extreme weather events such as floods or extreme heat or fires is lessened. DEFRA considers that methane suppressing feed products are an essential tool to reduce greenhouse gas emissions in the agricultural sector. We are committed to working with industry to stimulate the market and encourage uptake of these products. Methane suppressing feed products are an innovative group of products which reduce methane emissions from ruminants. They can be natural, e.g. seaweed derivatives. They might be referring to ruminate there, and if they are, it does have a seaweed component, but that also has just as severe chemical component as 3-nop in BOVAER, and it's called bromoform, and it used to be used as sedative to Victorian children, and after several died, they stopped using it. But that's the essential part of ruminate. Google it; it's out there. But it's annoying because they say it's natural, so it's absolute rubbish. Anyway, I mean, it is natural, but it does have a chemical component, as is, there's natural chemical toxology out there, it's this, Anyway, so they can be natural, e.g. seaweed derivatives, or synthetic, e.g. calcium nitrates, 3-nitro, I'm not going to say it's, or 3-nop for short, which is the BOVAER toxicology factor, if you like. All authorised feed additives have undergone the Food Standard Agencies and Food Standard Scotland rigorous safety assessment. This assessment is part of the Regulated Products Authorisation Risk Analysis process, and does give a link to that, which ensures products are safe and appropriate for the UK market. This process ensures that dairy products for animals fed with these, what do they call it? What's their short? With these methane suppressing feed products is safe to consume. Now, this is why I really wanted to get into this, because it says the FSA, what did it say? Well, I have undergone that, that which ensures products are safe and effective. Oh no, there's something specific that I want to get into. This is the next bit actually. At present, there is one FSA approved methane suppressing feed additive on the UK market. 3-nop /BOVAER is the only high efficacy, oh damn it, I'll stick it up there, I can't say that word, feed additive delivering about 30% methane reduction to have received FSA approval for use in lactating ruminants and ruminants for reproduction. Fed in accordance with manufacturer instructions, 3-nop BOVAER is fully metabolized by the cow and was not detected in milk in studies considered by the FSA and FSS. Now, for starters, that line was not detected in milk. Now, read this, what I've just stuck up on here, and tell me whether or not there's no trace. That line is from that very document the government's referring to. And it actually, and I think I need to go to the screenshots to read it. Underlying the red line underneath the words, and this is the safety assessment that the FSA final document. And if you wanted a copy of this, just email me. concentrations of 3-nop and its metabolites in milk and edible tissues are not expected to reach levels of concern. That's not saying there are no traces, does it? The additive should be considered corrosive to the eyes, a skin irritant, and potentially harmful by inhalation. That's the following sentence. So when they say concentrations of 3-nop and its metabolites in milk and edible tissues are not expected to reach levels of concern, that is definitely not saying there are no traces. Tell me, am I reading that wrong? I mean, honestly, let me know. And then it just goes on to say, there are currently no rules requiring meat or dairy products to be labelled with details of animal feed, and there are no plans to introduce any. Businesses are able voluntarily to differentiate their brand by providing details of production methods, but mandatory labelling could result in significant costs being passed on to the consumer. And that's it. That's the end of it. So and this is what's used a lot. Now, it's not in the milk. It's not in the milk. You hear that a lot, particularly for people who haven't bothered to actually read the food safety assessment or the Food Safety Agency document. And that line that I just showed you, I'll put it up here again. That doesn't say that, does it? Does it? I mean, you know, I don't mind being corrected if it's fact rather than hearsay. But that sounds to me like there's traces. So I don't know where it goes on from here. But what I would say is, if you're a company that are not using BOVAER, shout about it, because, you know, people don't want it. And as soon as they've realised what's going on, they don't want it. A bit like the bug insects being kind of coming onto the market. Vlogs coming on that soon, very soon. So yeah, that's a quick fire one. You know, it's very frustrating because it's a chemical. The chemical component changes the insides of the cow's stomach in order for it to not burp or fart. That essentially is what BOVAER is. They say it metabolizes fully and disappears in the stomach, but why would the Food Standard Agency say that it doesn't reach a level of concern? And I think in another part of the document it says, as long as you don't go over your acceptable daily limit, even though it doesn't go on to say what that acceptable daily limit is. So, you know, it's codswallop to me. I don't know. It's just something that, you know, I don't trust one iota. So yeah, that's their government response, people. Will the petition still go? And if you haven't signed it, there's a link in the description. Go sign it. I mean, let's get it to 100,000 and let people debate it in Parliament. I know it doesn't mean much, but it's something. It's a message. Surely we could get that petition to grow. I don't think it's the end of the petition, but I could be wrong. If you know, let me know at the end of in the comments, because I'm not actually sure. But yeah, anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.